All right, let's talk about rear seals. When we look at rear seals, oftentimes what we get in the package is a multi-piece seal. And there's a couple different ways of seeing that. This one here is a Cummins 8.3 liter rear seal. And so this one has two pieces, but only one of them is actually going to be used. This lip seal, this outer lip seal, is the rear seal that we want to keep. And it's going to mount into the flywheel housing on this side, and this inside ring where the lip is actually going to ride on the crankshaft. Now, this seal comes with a plastic guide sleeve, and the guide sleeve you can see is wider on this side than it is on this side. And the reason for that is it's meant to step onto the crankshaft, and as we install it, it's going to expand the lips of the seal evenly and then go onto the crankshaft and hug it properly and seal correctly. If for some reason you have removed the plastic guide from the outer seal before installation, you should replace the seal rather than attempt to install it anyway. And the reason for that, that's the same thing that's happening on this Caterpillar 3054 seal, except they're using a rear seal adapter and this guide ring as well. So this guide ring you can see on this side is wider than this side here, and these pillars, these steps right there, are actually meant to limit the travel of this green adapter on the crankshaft. So it's meant to hug the crankshaft, and as we install the seal, the lip opens up over top of this flange and can hug the crankshaft without distortion. If we remove them and we attempt to install the seal anyway, or we remove a seal and attempt to install it again without an install adapter, what can often happen is that during the installation we get bends in the lip, just like this. We can see on this one right here. Now, these bends, because there is no high pressure inside the engine, all it is crankcase pressure, there's not enough pressure to actually reform this lip seal to hold tight against the crankshaft. And so often if you cause any damage to these lips on install, any distortion at all, bending, creases, dents, bends, those bends will stay with this seal, and even after installation, the seal will leak. And so it's common for us to see that seal come with an install guide like it is here, and we would simply slide this on by hand over top of the crankshaft. This one here where it's got another plastic guide meant to step onto the crankshaft and be installed and pressed on using the correct rear seal installer. And then this one here is a two-piece seal, but instead of having a plastic guide, it actually has a steel sleeve. And this steel sleeve is sometimes called a Speedy Sleeve or a wear sleeve, and it is the replaceable metal surface of the crankshaft where the lip seal rides. It is critical that you do not separate these pieces before you install them. When you disassemble them, it's very common for you to remove the outer seal. This is an International one. Remove the outer seal, and then using a technique that I'll show you in a different video, remove the wear sleeve by denting it or deforming it until it fits loosely on the crankshaft and can come off. And so an example of that for this seal right here is here, where you can see the dents that have been formed using a basic square piece of stock just rolled between the wear sleeve and the flywheel housing until you get enough deformation that this sleeve can slide off the crankshaft. But to reinstall them, you must use the correct seal installer so you get the correct depth on the Speedy Sleeve and the correct depth on the seal on the sleeve. And so we'll show you in another video how to do a correct installation of a multi-piece seal with a wear sleeve.